Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that nothing was stolen from your bank account. Your paycheck arrived exactly on time, your savings balance looked the same, your investments hadn't crashed, and yet somehow you were poorer than you were yesterday. Polite profits. As savvy investors, we seek out those poor because wealth doesn't always disappear with a dramatic collapse. Sometimes it leaves quietly. Sometimes it moves so slowly, so invisibly, that millions of people never notice it happening at all. Every day, around the world, value is transferred from one group of people to another. No alarms sound, no laws are broken, no trucks arrive to carry away your possessions. But the transfer happens anyway. And once you see the mechanism behind it, you start. Most people think wealth is created through work. You provide value, you earn money. You save some of it, over time, you become wealthier. It's a simple story. And it's only partially true. Because modern economies operate through two very different systems at the same time. One system rewards labor. The other rewards ownership. The first system is visible. You can see the paycheck. You can see the hours worked. You can calculate the exchange. But the second system operates in the background. Quietly, relentlessly, and often far more powerfully. The result is a transfer of wealth that rarely appears in headlines, but shapes nearly every aspect of modern life.
Imagine a giant river flowing through society. Every worker, saver, business owner, retiree, and investor stands somewhere along its banks. At first glance, the river seems fair. Everyone contributes something, everyone takes something out. But beneath the surface are hidden currents that push resources in specific directions. One of those currents is inflation. Another is asset appreciation. Another is debt. And another is the simple fact that money itself has different rules depending on whether you own assets or depend on wages. Let's start with a simple example. Suppose your salary rises 3% this year. At first, that sounds like progress. But if housing rises 8%, stocks rise 10%, and essential costs rise 5%, your purchasing power may actually fall. On paper, you earned more money. In reality, the assets you hoped to buy moved away from you even faster. The finish line kept moving. And every year you fail to catch it, the gap grows wider. Now, multiply that dynamic across decades, across entire generations, across hundreds.
Here's the uncomfortable part. The transfer isn't necessarily caused by corruption. It doesn't require a secret conspiracy. It emerges naturally from incentives built into the system. When central banks lower interest rates, borrowing becomes easier. Businesses borrow, investors borrow, governments borrow. Money enters the economy. Asset prices often rise. People who already own assets watch their wealth expand. People who don't own assets face higher entry prices. The same policy can benefit one group while quietly disadvantaging another, and both effects can happen simultaneously. Then comes the most powerful force of all, compounding. A worker exchanges time for money. An asset owner often allows capital to generate more capital. The difference sounds small. Over decades, it becomes enormous. A person earning a salary must continuously work to maintain income. A large asset portfolio can continue growing even while its owner sleeps. Not because the owner is evil, not because workers are lazy, but because the mathematics of ownership and compounding operate.
History is filled with moments when societies suddenly noticed this process, but usually only after the gap became impossible to ignore. The Industrial Age created enormous fortunes. The 20th century expanded financial markets. The 21st century added global capital flows, technology platforms, and unprecedented monetary interventions. each era generated prosperity.